Good evening, guys and girls, and welcome back to Ange Gaming. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Ashbringer. Obviously I had to get it done sooner or later, and basically I am quite happy with what I've been seeing so far. Lots of increases in damage, some really cool new abilities that you'll be able to use, a little bit of survivability abilities as well, and basically overall it looks really cool. We'll just take a look. There's a Blade of the Scarlet High Lord. For those of you who don't know all the lore behind this weapon, definitely check it out. Noble's probably the guy to go to. It's really looking cool, guys. So let's start off straight from the beginning with Wake of Ashes. Call down the Ashbringer at the target location, dealing 500% holy damage and snaring all enemy targets within 8 yards by up to 50% based on distance from the center of the impact, and generates 5 holy power. And then they're going back with the old style of how Paladin's Light used to work, being that demons and undead creatures are stunned for 10 seconds if struck by the Wake of Ashes, which is very much a Paladin thing. If you remember back from Warcraft 3, you could use Holy Light to actually kill kill the undead, which was really cool. So anyway, let's just move on straight down the line. We've got Blade of Light, 1 rank for this one only, and it increases the damage of Crusader Strike by 15%. And let's just move up towards the top before we head down towards the bottom. Increases the damage of Divine Storm by 5%. That's Righteous Blade right there. It's another passive ability, and it's basically just increasing your damage by Divine Storm up to a rank of 3, so up to 15% in total. Next we have Unbreakable Will. When unable to act in combat for more than 2 seconds, Ashbringer will break you free. However, this can only occur once every 2 minutes, so this will be quite handy, especially for PvP in my opinion. And then we're moving on to Protector of the Ashen Blade. It reduces the cooldown of Hand of Protection by 10 seconds, which will then move up to 20 seconds and finally up to 30 seconds. And now we have our first elite ability, as I like to call them, Ashes to Ashes. Judgment has a 35% chance to cause 4 weapons of the light to smash your target, each dealing 171% of spell power as holy damage. And that's just 1 rank. Nice little ability there, increasing the effectiveness rather of judgments. And let's move on down. It's got the Might of the Templar. Increases the damage of Templar's Verdict by 4%. Obviously with rank 2 that jumps up to 8, and with rank 3 that jumps up to 12%. Now down the line we have Endless Resolve. Forbearance duration reduced by 10%. Endless, quick little thing there. Moving across to this side we have Deliver the Justice. Increases damage of Blades of Justice by 8%. However, this is 3 ranks, so it goes up to 16% and finally up to 24% at the end there. Sharpened Edge, the next ability that we have to look at. Now this increases the critical strike chance of Crusader Strike by 6%. Obviously that goes up to 12 and finally to 18%. Moving down to the middle here, Wrath of the Ashbringer increases the duration of Avenging Wrath by 2.5.1 seconds. A little bit confusing there, but we'll obviously see it when we get it properly out in the packaging, exactly how it will work. And that of course goes up to 5 and finally to 7.5. And then moving up to the center here, we have Healing Storm. Divine Storm now also heals up to 6 allies within its radius for 168 when it deals damage. 168 really isn't that much. I don't know if that number is going to change, but that really doesn't seem all that useful. Moving down now, we have High Lord's Judgment. Increases the damage of Judgment by 15%. That of course then goes up to 30% and finally to 45%, as it does have 3 ranks to it. Over here we have Deflection. Reduces the cooldown of Shield of Vengeance by 5 seconds rather. That goes up to 10 and finally to 15 seconds rather. Alright, and then on this side we have Embrace the Light. Increases the healing of Flash of Light by 15%, 30% and finally 45%. Now I will be firstly checking out the Echo of the High Lord when we have our last 2 elite abilities there. Echo of the High Lord, when you use your Templar's Verdict or Divine Storm, Ashbringer will mimic that action. Essentially it's just going to get double the damage, essentially. I'm not sure how much damage Ashbringer will do while mimicking it, but there we go, we'll have to see. And finally, Divine Tempest. Ashbringer causes your Divine Storm to quickly move 20 yards in front of you, dealing damage to all enemies within its path. Damage of Divine Storm also increases by 20%. Overall, I'm really liking it. I like the way that the talent tree of the artifact is worked into the design of the artifact weapon. It really does look quite awesome. But without much further ado, let's get straight onto the appearances. Now, first thing that we have is the standard Ashbringer, which does look pretty cool. Standard, everybody's been fishing for it since forever. If you don't get that reference, well, look it up. And then we have some other color variations. I just want to point out this one from the basic model because that for me just stands out quite a bit. I really like the look of this one. And then we have the Greatsword of the Righteousness. This you get by completing the Class Hall campaign, and as you can see, it actually looks more like a workup of the second color palette for the Ashbringer, and then the second unlock of it looks more like the original, if you ask me. But either way, it does look really cool, very high tech, as the basic Ashbringer is still looking quite simple and a little bit basic in comparison to some of the other artifact weapons. Next we have Burning Reprisal. Now this is basically just it's not coming up properly here, well at least I hope not, because it doesn't look all that awesome, but I do believe it's going to look much better in the game. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Basically your sword is on fire, and I do want to just quickly check out the blue variant of that. Okay, that does look pretty cool, except the standard flames kind of conflict with it. Anyway, let's move on. One second. And yeah, yellow looks weird. Anyway, Fallen Hope. This is a corrupted version of the Ashbringer. I'm wondering if they're actually giving a bit of a nod to the corrupted version of the Ashbringer that you could loot back in original Naxxramas. It basically looks really cool. I wish they had a more one that looked similar to the actual corrupted Ashbringer from the game, which looked that was just such an awesome blade back in the day. And then finally, well, let's just quickly check out some of the color variants of it when it decides to show up. Finally, there we go. And it looks pretty cool. All the designs, it is definitely, obviously, which one you choose is going to be based on your transmog. And then finally we have Shattered Reckoning, which every now and again just like has a random little thing popping up over it. Anyway, there we go, there it is. See that crap, like that. Alright, so basically it's a shattered version of the Ashbringer, which is held together by its raw power, I am imagining. It looks very not similar to the original. Alright, it's basically just a shattered version of it, which comes with a couple of different color variants. It's got Dawn, Dusk, there we go. So yeah, basically overall I really like what they've done with the Ashbringer. It's looking really cool. All the different variations of its basic skin, all of them look really cool. I really like the designs. They put a lot of love into this. You know that the Ashbringer is one of the most lore heavy weapons in the game, right up there with Frostmourne, etc. So you can tell that they really put a lot of effort into this. They wanted it to make a real standout appearance. Of course, the problem is we're going to have a lot of people running around with this thing, so we'll just have to see just how long it takes for everybody to get tired of the weapon, which will most likely happen quite soon, if you ask me. A couple of months, everybody's going to have unlocked pretty much all of this stuff, and you'll be seeing people running around with Fallen Hope and some different variations of the Burning Reprisal. Oh, that green actually does look really cool. But yeah, so basically it's looking really cool. I'm really loving the style. Definitely going to get my Paladin up there to try and check what he's about. Probably not going to be my main, but hey, I'll definitely give it a chance to get the Ashbringer. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good day, guys.